In today's video, I'm going to give you 6 things to avoid when giving constructive feedback. Let's jump right in. My name is Alastair McTavish. I'm an internationally certified soft skills trainer. I've delivered training to thousands of people in more than a dozen countries around the world. This channel aims to help you take your soft skills, communication skills, and leadership skills to the next level. So 6 mistakes to avoid when giving constructive feedback. The first is avoid the word but. After many people give some positive feedback, they often say but. For example, I really like the way you wrote that report. It was very clear, but I think there were too many mistakes in it. So it makes it seem like the compliment was actually not genuine, not real. So try to avoid the word but. Likewise, avoid the words always and never. You always forget to check your reports because you know I'm going to proofread them. You never use your email signature like I asked you to. You never leave an out of office message when you go on holiday. I've told you this time and time again. If you get told you always do something, you never do something, how does that make you feel? Exactly. So tip number 1, common mistakes to avoid: don't say but, always, or never. Tip number 2 is don't judge the other person. Don't say you performed really badly in that meeting. It was really poor, your report. Instead of judging, try to give specific detail. In the meeting with the client, I observed that you talked a lot instead of asking questions. This made the client feel frustrated and we didn't uncover the client's needs. So in future meetings, I hope that you can ask more questions to uncover the client's needs and then introduce our products and services. So tip number 2, don't judge. Tip number 3 is using the feedback sandwich. So a lot of people, especially in America, they like the so-called feedback sandwich or the sandwich. What does this mean? It means, first of all, say something positive the employee has done, then say something they need to improve, then say another positive. The problem is, the important part, the area they need to improve, often gets forgotten. So in my opinion, try to avoid the feedback sandwich. Tip number 3, avoid the feedback sandwich where possible, as it will often make your message not clear and the employee will come away not understanding what they need to improve. Tip number 4 is only giving negative feedback. Only giving negative feedback. It can come across as criticism. Some managers, they might say, why did you do this wrong? Why did you do that? And it can make employees defensive, upset, and feel like their manager, all they do is just criticize. Okay? So don't only give negative feedback to your staff. Don't forget to give positive feedback. Tip number 4, common mistakes to avoid is only giving negative feedback. Tip number 5, when giving constructive feedback, is being too wordy. Managers and leaders, they're often nervous about giving constructive feedback because they think it might upset staff. So they go on and they might be too diplomatic. Yes, it's important to be diplomatic, but also don't be too wordy. Try to be more concise. So when giving feedback, constructive feedback, tip number 5, don't be too wordy. Last but not least, tip number 6, when giving constructive feedback, is common mistake is giving feedback in public. It could be in a meeting, in an open plan office. It's just a big no-no. So when giving constructive feedback, make sure you don't do it in front of other people. It could embarrass the employee, could make them feel hurt, could make them want to leave your company. And it could also undermine your credibility and make you seem like a bad manager in front of the rest of the team. So to sum up, 6 tips, 6 common mistakes to avoid when giving feedback to your employees in the workplace. Number 1, avoid using the words but, always, and never. Tip number 2, avoid judging the employee. Tip number 3, try to avoid the feedback sandwich. Tip number 4, don't only give negative feedback. Tip number 5, don't be too wordy, be concise. And tip number 6, Don't give sensitive feedback in public, in a meeting or in an open plan office. So I hope you found these 6 tips useful. They're going to help you to improve your management skills. And as ever, please take action. Please write down in the comments which 1 or 2 of these tips you're going to try and you're going to make sure you avoid in your next feedback conversation. If you have any horror stories of when you've given feedback and it's all gone pear-shaped, or likewise any feedback conversations that have gone really well, what tactics, what strategies did you use? If you like this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe to this channel. We've got a lot more videos coming to help you improve your soft skills, communication skills, and leadership skills. Thank you for watching.